Okay, guys, so I'm about to start cooking um, the rice and peas. So this today I'm not gonna use kidney beans. I'm just gonna use regular black beans in a can. It's already cooked, so it's not gonna take long. And I'm gonna show you guys how to go about and cook rice and peas. Normally we use kidney red beans, but today I'm gonna use black beans because you can technically use any beans, but typical Jamaicans use red kidney beans or something that we call gungu peas, which you guys call it pigeon peas as well. But today I'm going to be using black beans, okay? And I'm going to add water. I'm going to add one more cup of this. This is my new wave bullet. And I'm going to add another about a half a cup or so. So right here, excuse me, I have to use gloves because I cut my finger. Um, I'll be filling it about right here. So about 3/4 of the way. Well, I decided to go with a half a cup because I'm going to be doing a small pot of rice and peas because it's just me and my mom. So that should be good enough because after this, I'm going to what we considered season the pot. I'm going to put the scallion, the thyme, the garlic, and the coconut milk, coconut powder, and salt. And then after that, simmer and boil, get flavored. Then I'm gonna add the rice. So I'll be back, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I have paprika, browning. This is browning, black pepper, my bell peppers and onions that I cut this time, yes, and I have a scotch bonnet, piece of scotch bonnet pepper here. I have salt this time due to the fact that I'm almost out of Larry's seasoning salt. So those are the ingredients that I'm going to be using, and then I'm going to add a little bit of thyme as well into the meat itself. So I'll be right back after seasoning. Here you can see after stirring and mixing it all together, the season and everything, you can see it's very colorful, very vibrant with the bell peppers and the onions. We like a lot of pepper and a lot of onions. And I can also see a little bit of the scotch bonnet pepper over here. So next step is straight into the oven. I'm not going to add any barbecue sauce before. When I'm done, when the chicken is starting to get its color, then I'm going to use the barbecue sauce to definitely coat it and base it and everything. So it's another step. So before putting the chicken into the oven, directly into the oven, you just want to preheat your oven at about 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes before putting the chicken into the oven. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to use to season the rice pot before I put in the rice, I'm going to season the peas, I should say, before. So I'm going to use a package of powdered coconut milk, and I'm going to use the classic coconut milk cream. And notice that I'm using Grace product. um, I don't know. It's just that I prefer using Grace product. And then I have the thyme behind it in a bag. And then I have one scotch bonnet pepper. I thought I had garlic, but I didn't. So, and scallion. So those two things are going to be missing. Sorry to say. But if you guys can find it in the grocery store, please go ahead and put it in your pot. You only need about 1 to 2 strong peg of garlic and 1 to 2 strip of scallion. You just cut them up regular, however you want to cut them, and put them in a pot. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna go and season my pot, the peas now, and then I'll be right back to you guys. And don't forget to salt your pot. Make sure you taste. Don't over salt and don't under salt. Make sure you taste your food before you put the rice in, because you have to salt the pot before you put the rice in. You can do it after, but it just makes better sense to just salt it beforehand. So thank you guys. I'll be right back. So now when you have all of your seasoning and everything in the pot, you can see that it's going to look really creamy and rich. You see, um, your color might vary. I have a rich dark brown color at the moment, milky, look like hot chocolate, I should say, at the moment, due to the fact that I am using black beans. So that's how my pot will look at first. I'm going to let that simmer together for a little bit before adding the rice. And I'm going to be using 2 cups of rice in this sense. Please remember to salt your pot, taste it beforehand in case you need to add or subtract water from it. Um, you know, just make sure that you taste it. Don't oversalt, don't undersalt. Everything has to do with taste at the end of the day. I can say, guys, um, after me using this spoon to stir the pot right now, the rice is already in it. I am not going to use it again. After doing it, I'm going to switch to a fork because you don't, what, what the, how could I say it? What the theory behind it is that if you use a spoon, continuously use a spoon to stir your rice pot, it will become really soft, really mushy, and we don't want that. So we're going to switch to a fork after doing so. And be mindful, if you do put your pot cover back on your pot, this can happen. Okay, so you want to watch. You want to be very careful and watch your pot, okay, while it's on the stove and doing what it needs to do. And whatever you do, do not pop that pepper because you don't want your rice and peas to be peppered unless you love peppery food. Okay? Thank you, guys. So a lot of people like to cover their chicken while putting it in the oven. I don't because I feel as if it doesn't, it takes away, it takes more time to cook. But I like to have it catch a lot of color, and then I'm just gonna base it with the barbecue sauce, like I said, and the seasoning after it gets a little bit of color. But I prefer not to cover the chicken. You can if you want to. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 15 minutes, bake for about 15 minutes without touching it in the oven. But I am still gonna keep a keen eye on the oven as well. Be right back. So this is what I mean about keeping a keen eye on your pot, your rice, due to the fact that you have to keep on you know making sure that it's not sticking to the pot bottom or to the sides because of the creaminess of the coconut. You have to be really careful and make sure that everything is leveled off. And as you can see, I switched to a fork. It's not a regular size fork. You know, I switched to it to start stirring and make sure everything in the pot is not sticking to the bottom or anything of that sort. So remember, like I said, keep an eye on your pot. Okay, also one thing to take into consideration, if you do notice that your rice is not cooked at the top and the pot is running low on water, you can add water, but over do not overdo it, I should say. You can add water. Mine was a little bit, it was going dry, like I said, because this is a small pot. This is not normally my rice and peas pot, but because it's just me and my mother, and my brother might pop by to get dinner, if anything, but you know, it's just me and her. So I didn't want to make a huge amount of rice and peas, which in some sense this is huge because it's only 2 of us. But if you need to add water, do not hesitate to add water. Remember to test your rice as well if you want to, and see if it's cooked well enough. It shouldn't be too hard and it shouldn't be too soft. Okay? Okay, guys, so now it's reached that 15 to 20 minutes mark. You see it has like a little bit of color. Now I'm going to add a little bit more of I'm going to add now, I should say, not a little bit more. I'm going to add now the barbecue sauce and the honey. So stay tuned and I'll show you that after. Okay, guys, first coating with the seasoning and the barbecue sauce. That's how it looks. Like I said, I don't like covering my chicken at the moment because it is, it takes a little bit longer but um, I like it like this because of the color and the texture that I'm going to get from the chicken and the seasoning and everything. So, yeah. As you can see, the rice is finished. It's rich, it's creamy. I'm just going to have it sit there and wait on the chicken to be finished. So remember, always remember to look at your rice. Make sure that it's going well. It haven't stuck to the bottom or anything. I don't have any burnt at the bottom of the pot. Um, so every little thing that I did teach you guys about, I wish this phone would focus. Everything that I did teach you guys about heisting the pot, stirring and everything, it's for a reason, you know. But yeah, now it's finished. I love the texture that I got. Um, Let me see if I can show you guys the texture. Sorry. It's a creamy, not mushy, moist. Like I said, even though it might be a little bit creamy right now, when I turn the stove off, it the heat that's still in it would pull it down more, would dry up any moistness, will suck it up, um, and it will continue cooking until all of it, the heat is gone. But yeah, that's how it looks so far. I'm just waiting on the chicken. Okay, so now I've let it set for about another 20 minutes. And what I'm going to do is, because all of that barbecue sauce is sitting on top of it, I'm just going to flip the meat as well now. Sorry, I wasn't filming, but correctly. I'm going to flip them, turn them on the other side, as you can see I'm doing now. And then I'm going to add the barbecue. Excuse my mom, she's watching a video. I'm going to start, putting the rest of the barbecue sauce on the other side that I just flipped it on. So I'll be back. So as you can see that the barbecue sauce is now on the other side. It's I'm just gonna leave it in for another half an hour or so. Yes, I like to leave my have my meat cook a long time due to the fact that I want it to be tendered all the way down to the bone. So I'm just gonna push it back in the oven without covering it, so the heat would pull down the gravy a little bit more in the chicken, in the whole entire cooking process. But I'm gonna leave it in for about a half an hour, and I guess the next time I'll be seeing you guys, I will be plating, and I'm also gonna put some veggies on the side as well. Can't just eat chicken and rice only. We have to do some vegetable as well. So I'll see you guys in a few. Thank you guys for watching. Okay guys, this is the finishing product. This is a side view of it, and this is an overview. I just topped the rice with the bell pepper and the onions and the gravy. As you can see, I have 2 pieces of leg and a side of veggie, which consume of just regular peas, carrots, and broccoli, and some peppers as well. Um, but this is the overview of it. I hope you guys enjoy when you make it. Like I said, today it was me alone that was filming, so be generous with the comments. That's a different angle as well. And remind you, I am using my cell phone to do all of this. Thank you guys. Enjoy.